Hey, good morning, guys. What's up? So I just wanted to share with you a project that I've been working on. I started this project early May this year, and hopefully it survives in the future. What you're looking at here is basically a windbreak that I have tried to make. You can see a lot of, I guess you'd call it old growth willows. A lot of these, I don't even know what you'd call them, groupings of willows have been here forever. But they've started to die off. So what I've tried to do is to basically replace these willows because a lot of them were getting pretty old, and for various reasons they've died out. I guess cattle pressure would be one of them. The second reason would be they're just getting old, and the third reason, we've had quite a few years of drought here, and so they've kind of died off. I had the idea of kind of trying to get help from the conservation district to go ahead and plant a bunch of hybrid poplars. I chose poplars because of their rate of growth and their size. Ideally, they're not very long-lived trees. They only live about 40 years, but I wanted to kind of see it in my lifetime. So that's why we went with that. So this windbreak consists of basically two different kinds of trees. You want 3 different parts to your windbreak. And so I've got 2 parts right now, and hopefully if it takes off, I can add the third part. But the 2 parts you want are basically an evergreen row and then a large deciduous row, which is basically going to be my, which is my hybrid poplars. So right here you have my evergreen. I chose to go with, oh, what are these called? With these ponderosa pine. I chose to go with these ponderosa pine just because they're supposed to be drought tolerant, and I really like how they look. Here's another one of those little guys kind of poking up out of the snow. So I've got a row here of about 9 ponderosa pine, and then further on in here I've got, I think it's 4 or 5 rows of hybrid poplar. So this is one of the hybrid poplars I planted. These came from Cold Stone Nursery. I was actually super pleased with their service and delivery. I didn't know if these would live. When they came, they showed up and they basically looked like wet sticks with roots. But they actually did start to sprout, and they got some good growth on them. I'm hoping they'll get a little taller next year. As you can see, this is about as tall as they came. It's right here. So, I mean, we've only got about, I guess, a little over an inch of growth. But when I bought them, they were the 4 to 5 foot ones. So, I'm altogether pretty pleased with these. I mean, as with anything, you're always going to have some trees that die, but that's to be expected. So how I'm watering, as you can see, all around it's basically sagebrush, right? But right here we're sort of in a riparian area, so it's on a good wet year it's normally sort of wet, not too wet to where they'd get wet roots and stuff and rot and stuff like that. But this last year it wasn't too bad of a year, but it was sort of dry, so we had to irrigate with this. We've got a stream that comes down here, and that stream basically has water in it throughout the year. So that's why we chose this area right here. So this is a fence that me and some friends put in to basically protect this little area. So the fence, I'm terrible with judging size here, but I'd say that we fenced off a good, I'd have to say it's 2 acres here. So it's a little 2-acre area that we fenced off just to kind of keep the pressure from the cattle down, at least until these things get established in 3 or 4 years here. But one thing I neglected and didn't have time to do was put stays in here. And so as you guys can see, these are pretty long stretches of fence. And so the cows are actually rubbing up on them and just kind of walking through the wire here. So that's one thing that we're going to have to do, is go in and put some stays in. But other than that, it's worked amazing. I mean, you can see all this tall grass here that's dried out. as opposed to over here where the cows have been allowed to go the whole summer. So quite a difference. And so I just wanted to share this with you guys because it's something that's important to me. This ranch has been in our family for over 100 years. So it's just kind of sad to see all these trees that were planted, you know, even before my grandfather got here. And they're starting to die out. And so I think that's something sort of sad, especially for northeastern Nevada. I mean, it's just, other places people cut down trees because they're sort of a nuisance. Here, it's seeing trees is something rare. And so I wanted something that, you know, that would better the ranch, that would provide cover for the cows, and that would, you know, in general just better the ranch on a whole. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I hope you guys liked it. Subscribe and hit the like button. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel, and all the help that I can get is going to go towards help doing cool things like this, like reforesting the ranch. And trust me, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done around here. I really appreciate your support. I'll see you next time.